Developing right now at 10, AISD's police chief resigning tonight at the same time the department is dealing with a controversy over sex assault investigations.
Sexual predators reveal how they break down their young victims.
The act itself is about as close to unforgivable as you can get.
Their advice to parents.
Thunderstorms arrive in about 24 hours. Some come with hail, others with wind.
And a family grieving the death of a loving father is trying to make a difference on the roads. The head of the Austin ISD Police Department is calling it quits. This news coming out the same week the department admitted it mishandled an investigation into the reported sexual assault of a Boone Elementary School student.
The Nightbeat's Chris Betts spoke to a district official and joins us now live from AISD headquarters. And Chris, they're saying that his resignation had nothing to do with this investigation.
I quit him, Mike. We were told tonight by the department that Chief Eric Mendez had already planned on taking this job, and his resignation had nothing to do with that recent controversy surrounding the sex assault allegation investigation. Now, Chief Mendez admitted 1 week ago today that the AISD Police Department failed to get all the students' medical records while investigating that alleged rape. The student was only 4 years old, but the AISD spokesperson told us tonight that Mendez had been making plans to leave for another job months ago, and he says the district wishes Mendez the best.
District officials have strong respect for Chief Mendez, including his work and leadership of the department, and it's important to emphasize that there has not been a question about the chief's performance. He's a strong leader, and we wish him the best in his new endeavor.
Mendez will not leave until the end of the school year. That's next month, and he's expected to talk more about his new job on Monday. We're told he had a family obligation tonight, and that's why he couldn't speak. Now, I asked, could this impact the sex assault investigation that has recently been reopened at Boone Elementary School? And the district told me adamantly, no, it should not make an impact. Quita.
All right, Chris Betts, thank you very much. And Chief Mendez joined the AISD Police Department in 1999. He served in a number of positions, including a patrol officer, lieutenant, and captain. Mendez became the district's police chief in August 2012. Prior to working at AISD, he worked as a police officer in Kingsville. Breaking right now at 10, Austin police say a missing officer isn't missing and tried to fake his own death. Coleman Martin is now facing a misdemeanor charge of false alarm or report. Police say he's fled to Mexico. We told you police started searching for him near Lake Amistad Wednesday. If you have any details for police, you're asked to call the number on your screen.
In the Storm Center now, and all right, Albert, there's a lot of activities going on this weekend. People, of course, want to have sunny, beautiful weather, and we're unfortunately not going to get that.
They'll get it on Sunday, but there's going to be a window of shower and thunderstorm activity about this time tomorrow night into the early morning hours on Sunday. So if we had to plan this for the weekend, at least it's overnight when a lot of those activities are winding down. Tonight, we are just muggy and very warm. Temperatures are in the upper 70s and low 80s. Quiet scan on Max Storm Doppler radar. Here's that developing storm system over the four corners now. As it gets closer to us over the next 24 hours, it's going to drag a front into Texas, and that's why those thunderstorm chances go up tomorrow night. Right now, I think tomorrow night, the main concerns, isolated severe thunderstorms producing some strong winds and at times some large hail. The tornado threat along with the flash flood threat look to be pretty small. Here's what we're tracking. A little bit of overnight patchy rain, a few showers, maybe even a storm tomorrow, but we're going to hold off on those bigger and better thunderstorm chances until late tomorrow evening into the overnight hours into Sunday. We'll take you hour by hour with our high-resolution forecast model coming up.
See you in a minute, Albert. A petition to make overpasses safer for motorcyclists in Austin already has close to 1,000 signatures tonight. That effort started after a woman was killed Tuesday. She hit the concrete barrier on the Mopac flyover onto 183 South while riding her motorcycle. Her name was Megan Brennan, and those who knew and loved her say this latest accident highlights just how dangerous our overpasses are. They list at least 6 motorcyclists who have died the same way in the past 10 years. Brennan's friend and the petition organizer says they're asking TxDOT to look into a way to make the flyover safer.
There's not enough information to figure out why these motorcyclists keep falling off the flyovers, and that's why we need a review of safety features for the flyovers.
So she says that could include making the barriers higher or adding safety fences. TxDOT tells KVUE they do not have enough information just yet about the accident to make a recommendation on more barriers.
An Austin man is facing a 6th DWI charge. Police say Richard Parker was going 20 miles over the speed limit on Ben White Wednesday night. Arrest documents say the officer found open beer cans in the car, and a breath test showed he was over the legal limit. Parker's other convictions date all the way back to 1979 and as recently as 2012. And later in our newscast, a family says a suspected drunk driver hit and killed their father. Now they want to help innovate technology on the road. That's coming up in less than 10 minutes.
North Korea seizing the spotlight again on the eve of President Donald Trump's first 100 days in office. North Korea launched another missile, this one breaking up after traveling just 21 miles. President Trump says the U.S. could end up in a conflict with North Korea. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson echoed that sentiment this morning, addressing the UN Security Council.
The United States cannot idly stand by, nor can other members of this council who are within striking distance of North Korean missiles.
The U.S. has moved an aircraft carrier group, a nuclear submarine, and now a missile defense system to South Korea.
Last night, we investigated the increasing number of inappropriate teacher-student relationships. Well, tonight, we look into how a predator earns a child's trust. Charlotte Huffman talked to two predators, unsettling stories about how they would protect children from themselves.
I took her innocence. I took her ability to be a child. And that was not mine to take. In fact, it was mine to protect.
Too often, the people trusted to protect children choose to prey on them instead.
Did you know in your head at the time that what you were doing was wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a North Texas man who sexually assaulted a child.
So you guys had sex?
We had a sexual relationship, yes.
He went to prison. Now, years later, he's agreed to tell us the secrets of predators as long as we hide his identity.
Are you the type of person that parents might look at and say, he looks like a sex offender?
No.
You're the opposite?
Absolutely. In fact, I would be the kind of person that they would look at and say, there's not a chance in the world he would ever have done what he did. Not a chance in the world.
Perpetrators often wear a mask of deception.
Terry Miller is one of the nation's leading experts on the topic.
It's very common for these perpetrators to be Teachers of the Year and be award-winning coaches. The victim is the only one who knows the monster.
I wanted to be the next great mentor to young people. I wanted to change lives.
Yet this popular North Texas teacher had a secret.
I had a sexual attraction to an underage female. For me, pornography was a big trigger.
He sent explicit nude photos of himself to a student. He was later convicted of indecency with a child.
The act itself is about as close to unforgivable as you can get.
In each story, the predator, the victim, and the ending are different. But both offenders say their stories and the many others like them always start the same.
It's what we refer to in counseling as grooming your victim.
Grooming is the common practice of breaking down a child's moral fibers.
They first rape the child's mind and in order to rape their body.
The predators say the first step is isolating their victim.
Creating opportunities to be alone with her, apart and separate from the group, on the bus, sitting together all the time.
Then they work to earn their victim's trust.
You become the child's confidant.
You become the child's confidant. You become their all in all. You become the one that they look to as the one that is going to provide their answers and give them their guidance.
So once you earn the child's trust, it becomes easier to push the boundaries.
That's correct.
Most often, they use texts and Facebook to do it.
So you allow sexual subject matter to be talked about, perhaps. You're open to sexual questions, and of course then you start to push the boundary a little farther. Like, is that something you're interested in? What do you like in those situations?
What did you do or say to make sure that her parents didn't know or suspect anything?
Lied continually. We would sneak around and find ways to meet at the mall or meet at the movie theater. When we became sexual, that's when everything went into protection mode. We've got to hide this. We've got to keep this secret.
The conversation we had was difficult to hear, but listen as he gives advice to parents everywhere.
If a parent sees their child spending an inordinate amount of time with a significant adult that is outside the family, that is something to really spend some time looking at. If your child themselves starts talking about another significant adult in ways that you're going, I didn't realize you guys were that close. Any attempt to gather favor, connection is a part of that grooming process.
They say the #1 deterrent is an adult who monitors the child's electronic communication.
Because this whole situation thrives in secrecy. It will never survive in the midst of the light.
Wow, that's Charlotte Huffman reporting. That stuff is hard to hear, but important to know. My gosh.
It is, and hopefully parents can have a frank discussion with their children about what they need to watch out for.
It just has to be done these days. There's no way around it. All right, well, coming up, an Austin family is mourning the death of a loving father and a husband, the crash that took his life, and what his family says could have prevented it from happening.
Plus, a special place that helps people heal needs your help tonight.
We're in the low 80s right now, following high temperatures in the mid-90s, not just above average, but record heat reported today. 95 at Kent Mabry, 95 at Bergstrom, both new daily records, old records set back in 1955. We'll talk thunderstorm chances for tomorrow night. That's next.
It's a tragedy we hear about all too often here in Austin. Deadly wrong-way crashes on our highways.
Just 3 weeks ago, alcohol likely played a role in a crash that killed 2 men. Tonight, one of the families tells the Nightbeat's Tina Shively something needs to be done to reverse this trend.
Loving, brave, strong, and now grieving.
There's a void that will never fill, ever, ever.
All words you could use to describe the Luna family after their brother.
So we hang on to Abel's personality, his character, which brings us joy.
And husband lost his life.
He was providing for his family, minding his own business, and that was taken from him.
Hutto native Abel Luna was headed to work just after 3 a.m. on April 8th, near the intersection of SH 130 and Highway 71, when he was hit by Robert Escobar. Escobar was driving northbound in the southbound lanes. Austin police suspect intoxication was a factor in the crash. Escobar had 2 prior arrests for driving while intoxicated.
But we will always have that question of why it happened to him and the pain.
It's a problem popping up across Texas, and state lawmakers are now advocating for a change. House Bill 2089 would require drivers accused of driving drunk to have a mobile breathalyzer attached to their ignition. Abel's widow, Kristen, says it's not enough.
You can put it in their car, but then they may take somebody else's car.
So the family developed another plan.
And if people want something to be done about this, you have to step up and take action.
The idea came to Abel's brother Joe while he slept. It's not an Amber, but instead an Abel alert, a tribute, but also an acronym.
Act, beware, expect, and you'll live.
When a 911 call about a wrong-way driver comes in, a special sound would then go out to the phones of area drivers. Kristen says it's worth a try because our current system will continue to tear families, just like the Lunas, apart at the seams.
It's not going to bring him back, but if it can save somebody else's family member or somebody else's life, I mean, it needs to be changed.
In Pflugerville, Tina Shively, KVUE News Nightbeat.
And there are other ways to get home if you have been drinking. Drive Alive Austin and find a safe ride home. We have links to resources on our website, kvue.com. All right, taking a hard turn now and joining meteorologist Albert Ramon again. We're looking at a weekend that it's not a horrible weekend, but it's not the best weekend either. We're going to have some rough spots in there.
Well, there's a lot going on. I know people are hoping for good weather. Fingers crossed.
Well, my mom's coming in this weekend. I said, Mom, short sleeve Saturday, long sleeve, especially early Sunday, because we have a front moving on in, and that's what it comes down to. Make sure Mom is nice and warm as we head towards Sunday. A nice, strong northwest wind is going to cool us down. But ahead of that front, thunderstorms likely tomorrow night, about this time in the hill country, and then beyond midnight as we head towards the early morning hours on Sunday. And here's why. Area of low pressure over the four corner states. That's what's going to be pushing a front through the state of Texas in about 24 hours. Now, tonight, the severe weather threat mainly in Oklahoma. But for tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, that severe weather threat will sink back to the south from San Antonio all the way to the Ohio River Valley. For our area, we're looking at a slight to an enhanced risk of severe weather. First, what does that mean? Slight risk means isolated to scattered severe storms possible. That includes Austin. And then portions of our northeastern viewing area here in the orange, kind of one level higher, enhanced risk, where a little bit more persistent, widespread thunderstorms will be possible. Our main two concerns: hail and wind. So let's talk about your hour-by-hour forecast tonight. Increasing clouds. If you have plans tomorrow, a couple of pockets of drizzle in the morning, even a passing shower or storm in the afternoon. It'll be breezy. It will be hot. We'll look for heat indices to be in the 90s, but we're going to hold off on the best chance of showers and thunderstorms until late evening Saturday and then overnight into the early morning hours on Sunday. Here's the front moving across the metro and hill country in about, again, 24 hours, working into our eastern counties, and some of these thunderstorms overnight tomorrow into Sunday could produce some hail and some strong winds. And then it's all out of here for the most part. As we head towards Sunday morning, some clouds in the morning, decreasing clouds, sunshine, 60s and 70s on Sunday. Only complaint on Sunday, a little on the gusty side. Northwest winds gusting to around 30 miles per hour. Tornado threat is small tomorrow night. That's good news. Flood threat is small. So some thunderstorms, though, could come in with some gusty winds and even 1-inch hail or about the size of a quarter. This is the reason why we're not too concerned on widespread flash flooding. The system's going to be in and out. Up to an inch of rainfall possible. A few spots may see a little bit more than an inch of rain. Grass in the medium count, pecan low. Molds, though, with all this humidity, it's given us a headache literally in the high count. We'll keep you updated in the Statesman. All right, time to announce our April winner. Farad Ahmadi is the winner for April. Farad has won a $100 cash card courtesy of IBC Bank. Brand new contest starts Monday, so in about a month. If you want to be $100 richer, send me your photos from over the weekend. Snapshot at KVUE.com. So a couple of showers, isolated storm through tomorrow afternoon, but the best chance of thunderstorms tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. Windy, cooler, and clearing on Sunday. Back in the 80s Monday. We'll watch out for some more thunderstorm chances by the middle part of next week.
All right, I've got my raincoat ready.
Good, thank you. You and Mom got the raincoat ready.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Albert. Well, a boot camp changing lives of the participants, but it needs your help to keep going.
And also this, a mermaid class. What, really? Yeah, okay. Why not? Why not? Why not? A mermaid class. Where you can take these classes coming up next. Dallas Gym, focused on helping others rebuild their lives after tragedy, needs your help tonight. This gym is called React. It caters to anybody recovering from spinal cord injuries. Trainers there offer a free 12-week boot camp called the Legacy Project. Now, with this program, 6 to 8 participants take part in customized workouts. They say it's already changed their lives for the better.
Your world is really turned upside down, and when you go home from the hospital, you're sort of left wondering, what more can I do? When you're given an opportunity to thrive, you can accomplish so much.
So here's the deal. Donors sponsor this program, and trainers say they want to continue providing this opportunity to others. If you'd like to donate, visit the links section on our website, KVUE.com.
All right, if you've ever dreamed of being a mermaid growing up,
no.
Who didn't? There's now a school that can help make that happen. Adventure Scuba and Snorkeling in Plano is offering mermaid classes. Look at that. Its owner started offering the course last year, and it's held once a week. Students wear tail fins and swim with them in the pool. They say the mermaid experience is fun and very therapeutic.
Okay.
I like the looks of that tail, though. They look very cool.
All right, aside from the fact that that's very goofy to me, I have a legitimate health concern.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
What if you, like, I swim doggy paddle. If you have that thing on, you're going to drown.
You're not going to drown.
It's a legitimate concern.
I bet Mike Barnes could swim with it on.
I wanted to be Aquaman when I was little.
You didn't want to be a mermaid?
No, Aquaman, no. Let's talk about the NFL draft. A local star goes high in the second round, but it's not Deontay Foreman. The latest on the draft and where Deontay finally went when KVUE returns.